Welcome back to another episode of NBA Weekly. I'm Diddy Noseball. I'm here with Chris. Today we just got hot takes about post NBA, post All Star NBA, I guess you could say. LeBron being a complete narcissist. How our perfect lineups for the 3 point contest and the dunk contest. I do want to hear your perfect lineup. And I don't know. Where do you want to start? I think we could pretty much start with anything, any news that we did not talk about that needs to be covered.
Uh, it's just kind of came out. Two things, kind of. There's a report. I don't know how. I don't know if it's the most credible or like how serious they were being, but they're saying talk about the Grizzlies may look into trading Ja this summer.
Whoa, who said that?
Yeah, let me pull up the source real quick. But yeah, they said Grizzlies may explore looking into Ja this summer. A GM or kind of heard about it.
Bro, I don't think didn't we talk about this last week? The dude don't play.
Yeah,
Every game I
according.
was looking forward to him playing on national TV, he doesn't play. The last time I seen him on national TV was on Martin Luther King Day. It's just ridiculous at this point. I would trade his ass too.
Yeah. It said Howard Beck, he talked to the execs to gauge the market of future trades, and he said one exec said the Grizzlies may, trade Ja, especially if they lose early. So they could be looking to move him. It just an NBA
Okay,
exec that. So
okay, Howard Beck. Okay, I see it.
yeah.
NBA fans react to Memphis Grizzlies Ja Morant trade speculation. Howard Beck of the Ringer made an intriguing comment about. Uh, what's your initial reaction?
At first, before the Luca trade, I've been like, yeah, right. But I mean, anybody tradable now, and it kind of, games played. Jaws had some, trouble staying healthy. He's also had troubles, with compliance or whatever you want to say or whatever. He's had problems. He had a suspension, so that has kept him off the court. Whatever you want to say
Being a
about
nigga,
that,
go
yeah,
ahead.
I ain't gonna say, but so he's had some instances like that. So you could say, oh, and then you think he's good as Luca? No, I don't. I don't think he's as good as Luca at all. So I mean, it's very plausible that he could be traded if they don't feel like they want to continue moving forward with him or they can't win with him. They already do a great job of winning without him. So I I wasn't like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, or why would they do that? But I was like, it's a little shocking, but I mean, I could definitely, it's plausible for sure.
I mean, I I'm trying to think of where would he even fit. Let's start there. Like,
Hmm.
first of all, they not go just move peanuts for him.
No.
Where could he go that you could get a sizable return back and it will actually be a good fit for Ja Morant? Maybe Brooklyn. Um, but else, okay, Brooklyn. Who else doesn't have like a legit guy? Maybe
Uh,
Houston.
Brooklyn, Houston would be good fits. I mean, if the Magic could make it shake and swing that way and get him a dynamic point guard, that kind of be interesting as well. So, you know, there's always instances where it could be good or, definitely could be interesting, but you never know.
I mean, I don't really like the Ja Morant movement right now in terms of like I wouldn't move him yet, because the team is still what they second in the West. They second in the West right now, I think, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, if you got in the first round and he doesn't play well, or if you got in the first round and he sucks, then okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But I do is Memphis a top what team to you just in your actual honest opinion?
They're like a top four team, I guess, when everybody's healthy. Or,
So
yeah.
who's probably like in the seventh, eighth seed right now that they could potentially match up with? Would that be uh like a Minnesota, a Golden State, a Dallas
Like
potentially.
Dallas potentially. They could the Suns if they do whatever. So
So who do they lose to that will make you be like, I don't know, we gotta blow it. We gotta go in a different direction in the first round.
Minnesota. If you lose to Minnesota, that's pretty bad in my opinion.
I don't know, bro.
If
Because
it's just not the
me,
same team to me.
because I did you see my top six for the
Yeah,
my Western Conference? Where did
yeah,
I don't
I
I'm
think I
trying to
saw that.
remember where I had Memphis, but it's like
You
I
put
don't think I don't think Memphis. I don't even think about Memphis when I think about serious contenders in the West. I don't think about Memphis like that, bro. Like I
mhm.
respect the record and I respect what they do, but if they can look go in the first or second round, depending on the team, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. This is not a team that
first
you just expect to get to the conference finals or nothing like that, bro. I ain't
first round though. You think first round is
gonna.
like you'd be like okay after I mean they finish they could potentially finish as a top three, top four seed. Like
They're not that good, bro.
nah, man, come on, be
They're
for
not
real.
that good, fam.
Yeah,
They're not
even if
that
they're not
good.
that good per se, like
I
I
got
don't
them
know.
fourth. I
Yeah,
got
you
them
got them
fourth.
four.
So if they lose a 4-5 matchup with the Timberwolves, that's crazy that you said that. Man, I would just bring everybody back and just hope, like, just everybody ain't finna win a championship, and they ain't never looked as no contender. We've never looked at Memphis as no contender with or without job, bro.
Okay, then. So if you ain't no contender, then maybe it's time to move on. If you never gonna be no contender with or without Jonathan, then maybe it's time to move on and upgrade.
I ain't the biggest job fan in the world, but he put asses in seats. That's Memphis. And what? No, he's they guy. Like just
Yeah,
because
Luca.
the dumbass Luca trades, don't you don't be like that. Don't be one of them people that's hurt and like, well, Luca could go. Yes, that's true in a sense, but it was other stuff going on. Memphis, that little ass market, Ja Morant, the best thing that ever happened to them. They had a team that went to a Western Conference Finals. That team wasn't even that damn popular. Grit and grind. That shit. Come on, bro. Memphis can't afford to lose Ja just in terms of like an excitement factor. He
Yeah,
sells all the tickets. Let's just keep it a buck. Y'all not gonna win anyway, and y'all gonna get rid of the person putting asses in seats. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it, and I don't
he
think they
don't
should
play
do
no
it
way.
because okay. So if you get rid of Ja Morant, you getting rid of everybody else too.
No,
What? No. What are we doing here? What are we doing
they've
here?
shown the ability to maintain a high level of basketball. They're second seed without Jaw at times as well. So I think it's plausible if they keep losing in the playoffs early. Why not just move off him and figure something else out?
You
Jaren
either
Jackson Jr.
blow it
has
up.
proved to be a great player for you. I mean, I don't
I-
know why we acting like Jared Jackson Jr. isn't a great player for them. Desmond Bain has potential, even more potential to be an all-star. He really should have been an all-star at this point in his career, but he's not so far. But really, Desmond Bain can be an all-star level player in this league.
That team ain't competing for shit. I'm sorry. With Jaron Jackson and Desmond Bay, your main two pieces, they're not competing for nothing, and nobody's gonna want to watch this shit, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I get what you're saying. There'll probably be just the basketball reasons to move on. But I mean, I don't think they're gonna win anyway. And Ja Morant, the best thing they got going. So I
Yeah,
mean, I'm not buying it. They ain't gonna get off of them. But then if they do, who cares? Memphis ain't got nothing going on anyway. Uh, do we have anything else? Do we have anything
uh,
else that we don't already have on here?
nothing too crazy. It says Shay's gonna be representing himself going forward. He gonna be his own agent.
I seen it. I
Yeah,
mean, well, what's the difference between some random white dude saying my client wants 300 million, and the Shay walking in there and like, yeah, I want 300 million, saying it himself. I mean,
yeah. Jalen Brown did it. Jalen Brown's able to negotiate his own deal. So I mean, I don't see why. I mean, well, Jalen Brown he thinks very highly of himself. I mean, rightfully so. But
I'm
I'm
pretty,
sure Shay
I'm
can
pretty
do
sure.
it too.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure SGA can ask for the max himself.
Yeah,
Like whatever the next max, yeah, I want that. I'm pretty sure he can say
yeah.
that.
I mean,
But I did see that, and it was just kind of like I like SGA. Did you see how he didn't dap up LeBron at the All Stars thing? You didn't see that?
I kind of, but I whatever, bro.
I just like it, bro. I just man, all right.
You see, he was getting mad that Kevin Hart was talking too much. And he just wanted to play basketball.
Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. I did want to get your thoughts on this. I guess we can start here because I
Okay.
did want to get your lineup because I really don't really want too much talk about the All Star Weekend because it was terrible. I do want to get some of your thoughts, and but I
All
did
right.
want to get your perfect lineup for the 3-point contest and the dunk contest. But what was your initial thoughts to NBA All Star Weekend? Because I gave my thoughts.
Yeah, you did give your thoughts. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. But man, NBA All Star. This probably felt like I don't know. It didn't feel good at all. Just from especially Saturday night with Chris Paul and Wemby kind of starting it off where they not even really trying to compete. And I know they ain't the first person to do it. Joel Embiid done did this mess too before, but like haven't you feel like you think we learned from this by now? So them starting it off not being like not taking it seriously, not being as competitive, and that kind of
It
like
was the biggest
kind
part
of
of
set the
Friday,
tone.
though.
Yeah,
That was like the biggest. That was what Friday really
biggest
was centered
story.
on.
Yeah, that was the biggest
I
story.
didn't, I didn't hate it. I thought it was funny, and
It
it,
was
of course, it
whatever.
was
Like
Chris Paul. But keep going.
yeah, yeah. And so then you know, I thought the Rising Stars was actually pretty good. The Rising Stars tournament was pretty good, just depending on how it went. I would have loved to see Amin Thompson and Asar Thompson, their whole team, continue going forward because I thought that was a really nice, fun, athletic team. But they lost to the G Leaguers. At least Amin got to play with the Rising Star All Star team. But I mean, other than that, really, that's probably the best basketball on court that you were going to see. Because the All Star game itself, there wasn't that much great basketball, and I like to really just the presentation was terrible. Like I'm sure people have seen the graphic or the stat compilation of how much actual basketball was played on the court. It's like 42 minutes and like 80 minutes of ads, 20 some minutes of Kevin Hart doing whatever
Bro,
and them
you
talking.
heard. I know y'all got sick of me texting. I'm like, bro, why do they keep talking about? I didn't say, bro. I love Vince Carter. I understand what he meant to the dunk contest when he did it, bro. But come on, fam. That shit was too much. That was too much. It was too much extra the whole weekend. Too much extra. It was too much extra. That Vince Carter. Oh yeah, man. What was you thinking when you did? Man, come on, bro. Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Keep
don't know.
going.
I mean, I think it was cool to honor him. You know, it's 25 years since he shut it down. And said, "Let's go home," and it's over. But I mean, they probably did a little bit too much as far as honoring him or whatever. They could have, done a little bit
They
beforehand,
was
or
acting
even
like this
done
was
that.
the Oscars. They was acting like this
Yeah,
was the Oscars, bro. This the All Star. We trying to see some kind of athletic something. It was more talking than athletics. My bad. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Nah,
No.
you right. You right though. There was like a ton of talking. It felt like NBA on TNT was like, "Hey, this our last All Star on this network or whatever, so we just go do whatever we want and it don't matter." So
Low key,
like
low key.
so the presentation in that aspect, it was not up to the way it should be. There should be way more focus on, the basketball. You don't necessarily care. I mean, they're not gonna. You can't make guys play hard, but at least let's see them play some basketball and let's see more of that. Like I feel like this tournament style could have been more interesting had there not been like 30-40 minute breaks in between each little game.
Bro, I don't remember none of the basketball. I don't remember none of the basketball from Sunday. Sunday was probably the absolute worst I've ever. I couldn't imagine being a 10-year-old, 10 to 12. Man, my nephew 12 years old. He ain't give a damn about nothing that was going on, bro. He didn't. He
Yeah,
did not care, bro. Like
yeah.
it's sad because they not. This is not good for the sport of basketball. This was not good, bro.
It's like it almost is in a sense saying like the way they had to do so much extra stuff to kind of keep your attention, try to keep your attention. It's like saying like the
Absolutely.
basketball or the stars aren't good enough to keep people's attention. So we got to do all this extra stuff to keep people watching. And like, really, that's what we want to promote. That's how we want to move going forward. That, in my opinion, wasn't the best idea.
Chris, I swear to God, bro, right hand to God. Wait, which one's my right hand to God. My 20 years of watching the NBA, bro. unless I
Yeah.
was at work. I've never missed a celebrity game. That sounds crazy because it's like, bro, but I used to genuinely be interested in
Oh yeah.
seeing which rappers, which actors, which comedians could actually hoop. My favorite, I literally have a favorite celebrity game player of all time, Arnie Duncan. He was like the Secretary of
Yeah.
Education with Barack
Yeah.
Obama when Kevin
Yeah.
Hart was stealing his MVPs.
Yeah.
It was, bro, this was the most gimmick celebrity game I've ever seen. And it's like, it's already going to be entertaining because most of these people suck. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just like, see who's actually sucks, see who's actually good. They literally didn't they have like a little skills competition in between? They had like a little what else did they do
They
in
had,
between the
I
games?
think
Like they shot for
Drewski
the
and
extra defender.
something like that. Drewski and Kai were like running or doing. I don't, man. It was a little much. It was a little much. And I know they trying to be funny and whatever, but it was a little much.
I was disgusted, bro.
And I don't even know half them. I don't know half them dudes that are supposed to be celebrities. Like, and maybe that's me not being tapped in or whatever. But I feel like I should at least know who the MVP was. I had
I
no
didn't
idea
know. I
who that
still
dude
didn't know
was.
who was that. Let me look
I
that
don't
up.
know
Just
his name. I couldn't tell you his name right now. I know he's like some actor, I think. But like, man, it used to be where the celebrity all-star game had some, real celebrities, interesting people like doing it, like you said, Arnie Duncan, Justin Bieber, Quavo, T.O., like in T.O. in his prime. T.O. was there, but he wasn't really there.
Oh, he looked bad.
Micah and Puka did it last year, which was kind of interesting, but like it's just the way they did it. I don't know. It
I
was
think
not.
last year was the beginning of the end. The basketball was better, and I did want to see Parsons now, but like
Yeah.
Rome Flynn. But it's like I think they started introducing too much extra shit to the basketball last year. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
need it's basketball. That's the entertainment. That's what
Hmm.
kind of lost me. Adding extra entertainment to what's supposed to be already the entertainment
Yeah.
is and then basketball is a flow game. You don't stop basketball to do something
True.
else and you try to bring basketball back. Like it's
Yeah.
like what are we
I
doing?
see. I agree with you on that. Like the way in that show throughout almost all the games where we stopping and constantly stopping instead of just letting them play. That's crazy to me.
I know you was getting mad at me where I was just because y'all don't understand. I just probably take it too serious. But I'm seriously literally watching this like, bro, what is going on? I can't be crazy. And then they
Yeah.
already messed the Bleacher Report app, so I don't it updated on me.
Oh, I updated. Dang.
I don't
I
know
told
how.
you.
I just woke up one day and it was updated. It didn't update for like, oh
Dang.
wow. I just woke
Yeah.
up and it was updated.
That's what
Disgusting.
happened to me. I said, Bleacher Report, what are you doing? That's so you can't even really like. See.
I'm hurt. I'm cut off. I don't know. I can't even. I don't even know how to gauge stuff no more. Really,
Mm-mm.
but it just this was it's all a conspiracy because
Yeah.
ain't TNT got something to do with Bleacher Report? Turner don't they own that too? I think they do because
Possibly. Yeah.
Bleacher
I think.
Report I'll be on HBO Max with
Yeah.
the TNT crew.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a conspiracy, bro. It sucked, but
It was not good. Yeah. No.
it's a conspiracy, bro. Oh, perfect dunk contest and 3-point shootout lineup. Let me hear yours. I think I already spoiled mine for you.
All right. So, uh, perfect 3-point shooting contest would be Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson. I gotta get the Splash Bros in there with the real deal shooters up in there. Buddy Hill, he deserves to be in there as well. How many is in total?
I was literally hoping you
It's just
know.
because I
I
was
think it's
throwing out
7.
names. I think 6 or 7. All right. Let me get a big man up in there. So I'll throw Cat because he's a great big man shooter. So I'll throw Cat up in there. Another specialist. Let me see. I gotta have a specialist represent. I have Buddy Hield as a specialist representing, but let me think of somebody else. I could go with who the dude. I used to know his name. On the Bucks, all he do is take threes.
It was 8. So
AJ
3,
Green, I think.
6, 8. Yeah. Okay, AJ Green.
AJ Green, I have him in there because all he do is take threes.
So that's your 8.
Yeah, that's my 8. Make sure I got 8. I said Steph, Clay, Kyrie,
Mm-hmm.
Dame,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Cat for a big
5,
man, Buddy Hield,
6,
AJ Green.
7. One more.
Let me do one more then. Great shooter. I'll say honestly, I keep. I thought Norman Powell in there. If he did, he do it this year.
Oh, he was terrible. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. He did do it. I still keep him in there because he's had a great jump this season and he's been doing well. So I'm gonna reward him for that. Or if not Norman Powell, Jokic, because technically that man is leading the league in 3-point shooting. So
I
one of
want to
them.
see that. I wouldn't mind, like, because Jokic is the best player in the NBA. I don't think anybody doubts that at this point. We got to
Mhm.
put him in a situation to actually look all right during this weekend. I think he had 2 points on Sunday. Just whatever. We got to put him in some kind of position to where he can shine, bro.
The thing is,
He
he be
can't give a
moving
damn
too
about
slow.
that.
I feel like he be moving
Yeah,
too slow and not caring for this, but whatever.
bro. Here goes mine because
Hmm.
I kind of took a little different approach. I wanted
Yeah.
two OGs,
Okay.
so I said, of course, Curry and Dame because they actually are like that in their stars. And
Yeah.
then I was like, let me get like some specialists. So I was
Hmm.
thinking Luke Kennard and Grayson Allen. So that's 4. But then I
Okay.
was thinking about now let's get some young guys in here. Let me get
Okay.
Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins. So
Mm.
that's 6. And then I need 2 wild cards. I was thinking because it would be funny because you kind of need somebody kind of a chucker. I want a chucker or two. So I
Yeah.
was thinking of Tim Hardaway Jr. Yes, and I was thinking my last one because he got to be a wild card. Somebody that is known to shoot a lot, but I think I probably would have put like Peyton Pritchard.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know,
No, I like that. Honestly, that's a good little. I had to make a template and ask people to send theirs in. Yeah.
because or we could just do all specialists, like you said. I would
Yeah.
be like AJ Green, Sam Hauser, give
Hmm.
me Trey Murphy, Luke Kennard, all specialists. Do
Yeah.
all specialists. Yep.
You got to
Dunk
honor
contest.
dunk contest easy. Ja Morant.
Mm-hmm.
I want Zion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I gotta put Mac back in there now. I want to see that, so I put Mac in there.
Mm-hmm.
This last one is rough because they only get one more. So I'm just gonna say between because I've converted Shaden Sharp is that man can jump. He got ups. So that man got ups, but I'm not gonna take him because uh I think I'm gonna go with just I'd rather probably see I'm gonna go with one of the OGs and Zach Levine or Aaron Gordon. And I think at this point, Zach Levine probably has something up his sleeve, like he could do a 360
Man,
from
that
the
knees
free
is
throw
probably
line.
cooked, bro.
You're right, his knees probably cooked, so I go Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon probably got something, but
Did
I'm gonna go one of
he
them
even
OGs.
miss more time this year than Zach Levine? But this is a young man.
One of them OGs is gonna get in for me. So
This is a young man competition. I had Ja and Ant as my 2 stars.
I should have put in. Yeah.
I had I had Shaden Sharp as my young guy, and
Hmm.
then fourth I had Amin Thompson just as the wild card athlete.
Okay,
So it's 2 young guys and then 2 established stars.
I like
That's
that.
kind of it.
No, I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that'd be a great dunk contest. I think they can dunk. I think they're very athletic. And I think they can do more than just like in-game dunks with it. They can actually probably bring some creativity to it as well. So
What do you think the odds that Ja Morant actually does it next year?
I don't. He's not doing it.
It was all talk.
It's just talk. I guarantee you, there's plenty of stars who've done this. But I feel like they've been like, "Oh, I might have to get out there, flex their chops or what. Oh, maybe it's gonna be me next year." One in particular who's done that before, and then they don't do it. So
Yeah.
the last real star to do the dunk contest is Jalen Brown. He is a star. I'm not trying to discredit him, but he's not the kind of star you probably want to see doing a dunk contest. But he did it, and he did. I mean, didn't do a great job, but or he didn't. He did okay. He had one like pretty decent dunk, and then other than that, it was just like okay. So I mean, after he does that, of course, what star is really gonna be like? Yeah, let me get out there and do the dunk contest.
Do you remember? Let me see if I can surprise you on this one. Uh, let me see if I can surprise you on this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, maybe let me see. Let me see because I don't want to. Because it was like a couple years ago, and Juan Toscano Anderson.
Oh yeah,
You remember when Juan Toscano Anderson won the dunk contest?
that's
Like,
great, man. No
and
shit.
I was trying to find when they asked him about like how bad it was. You remember when like the it was like the lady, she was like, people were saying it's one of the worst dunk. Well, she straight up asked him, but yeah,
Yeah,
we don't. I just don't think we need to see the Mac McClungs. He's not in the league. I get that,
he
but he did
league.
a
Don't be doing
job.
that. He is in the league.
When the last time you said? When the last? I watch a lot of NBA basketball. I don't think I've seen Mac McClung play not 1 minute.
He done played this season for the Magic. Now, be for
But
real.
but the simple fact that I haven't seen him, and Magic one of my top 5 teams that I watch night in night out. I ain't seen him.
Two-way guys are NBA guys, man. That's like, come on, be for real.
I get it, but that nigga don't play. Did you see the kid that was wearing his jersey
He didn't
and he
know who he
walked
was.
right by him?
Yeah.
Say we don't need that, man. This the All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
McClung ain't get recognized by a nigga wearing his jersey. That's crazy work.
Yeah.
Speaking of All-Star weekend, before we kind of get to moving on, LeBron James made
Mm-hmm.
headline for sitting out at the last minute. Um, everybody, hey, I was surprised, but a lot more people called him out than I thought. Like
Oh yeah.
Draymond, Perkins,
Mm-hmm.
even Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
So, were you surprised that people went against the king on this one?
A little bit. I figured people would kind of make some excuse to defend him, or whatever. Like, but or whatever. But I was actually pretty surprised that a lot of people were really on him or saying that he was wrong. And in my opinion, he was wrong. That's like stealing a spot from a guy that could have had that experience, could have had that honor. Norman Powell was already there, right? He was already there for the 3-point shootout.
I
I
feel
mean,
so
if you drop
bad because he probably would never get a chance to be an All Star again. No offense to
no,
Norman Powell, love Norman Powell, but
no,
he
no
probably never.
offense, like he's had a great year this year. He'll probably never be no All-Star consideration again.
Ant did it too, and it's just
Yeah.
like, bro, hey, this will bring us to this next the topic that we had with LeBron James. Is he the
Mhm.
biggest narcissist in the history of the NBA? Because Ant a narcissist too. Have you been seeing how Ant handle these women, bro? Like telling a girl to get to you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah,
then
he's
telling
going
her
crazy. That boy
he
going crazy, man.
Ant,
I ain't never
Ant,
seen nothing like that.
Ant a cool narcissist. He one of the ones that know how to go along and get along, but I done
Hmm.
seen some of his true colors in some of these text messages, man. This stuff is crazy. But
Yeah,
LeBron is definitely probably the biggest narcissist I've ever seen in the league, bro.
I would push back a little bit, but and you gonna have to. Yeah, I brought it up, but I might have to still push back on it some, and you gonna have to show me or tell me why. Um, LeBron's definitely self-involved. He has puts his best interest forward. I feel like the main reason I was saying this, or not saying it, but it really caught my attention when this dude pulls up into the All-Star game. He's late. He does.
Mhm.
It come time to do the photo shoot, and the whole OG team decked out, dressed out in their blue jerseys and all that stuff. Here come LeBron in his regular street clothes. You couldn't get dressed. You couldn't get dressed and put the uniform on for the photo,
Dude,
dude. Are
Can't
you that
stand it.
like you couldn't do that? You had to stand out. Now I don't know if he's just trying to stand out or what, but bro, ain't no way he's that hurt, his ankle feeling that bad that he couldn't put his leg
He's
through some
above
short.
it. You lucky I came. He has that type
Yeah,
of energy.
yeah. So that's when I was literally like questioning it, and I don't want to think LeBron's like a total narcissist or the biggest one in NBA history. So I push back on whatever you say, kind of depending on what you say.
Mhm.
But that's kind of what prompted me to think about it a little bit.
I think when it comes to like since I was a little kid, bro, like basketball, like real life was my favorite thing in the world. Like I'm
Mhm.
talking about little kid, I'm staying up. I'm watching NBA classics. I'm watching any game I could watch from I don't care. Bro, I grew up in gyms watching middle school, YMCA. I love basketball, bro. And I understood the greatness of LeBron James coming in. First time I've heard about LeBron James was when he was on ESPN in high school going up against Carmelo. I remember all of these moments, and he was supposed to be the next great thing. The thing I never liked about LeBron was it was never about the game. It was about furthering the legacy of LeBron James. And it's like, what do me as a basketball fan, what do I get out of that? You're not furthering the game. You're not being an ambassador of the game. What do I, as a fan of basketball, get out of watching LeBron James? Just watching LeBron James? I don't feel like he's
What
ever furthered the game. How has he
what do you
furthered the game?
what do you get out
Uh,
of what do you get out of
Okay,
watching LeBron?
example: Stephen Curry. Right when you see Stephen Curry, what does he represent when it comes to basketball?
3-point
What does he
shooting.
represent,
I know what you're gonna say.
bro? It is because I honestly I don't think I've ever said this. And when it comes to true basketball acumen, respect for his game, I respect I respect Stephen Curry the least when it comes to his game. Out of the when it comes to Kawhi, when it comes to KD, when it comes to LeBron, and when it comes to Steph, I think that's the big four: Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook and James Harden on the outside looking in. But that's the big four: Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard after the old generation. Those are the clear main four. Yes, they did all the winning, and yes, they were more dominant. But I think Steph is the worst basketball player out of that four, but I respect him the most. He kept it as
I,
true to basketball that we're used to. He's been a great ambassador for basketball. I think everybody else kind of jeopardized the integrity of the game. They cheated the game the most. I love KD, but him and LeBron cheated the game. Kawhi Leonard definitely cheated the game. Not literally, not kind of on court, but he cheated the game by not playing enough basketball. I think when it comes to upholding the integrity of the game of basketball, Steph Curry has been the best of the old generation. Even though I think he's the worst player of the old generation.
I think Steph Curry is a better player than Kawhi, but if you believe that, fine. Um, if you believe that, fine. But I think Steph Curry is definitely a better player than Kawhi.
He
I
he's greater. He's greater, but he's greater because of the things I'm talking about. Because Steph Curry really his legacy literally is hanging on to the fact that he stayed true to the game. Are you not seeing that? Literally, that's one of his biggest calling cards.
okay, but so you're saying he's the best for basketball?
Yes, the best ambassador for basketball.
Okay, why
I get the
isn't
3 point shooting and all that shit, but in terms of just staying, because Steph Curry, come on, when he was at Davidson, what kind of basketball did they play at Davidson? 3 point shooting type basketball. He wasn't successful in the NBA until Steve Kerr introduced some of that shit. When he tried to play regular basketball with Mark Jackson, that shit ain't work.
man? Mark Jackson knew what he had on his hands too. He knew what he had.
He
They
did,
running
bro.
elevator
He,
screens for my boy.
bro, it was not the same. He was bringing the ball up the court like a traditional point guard. When Steve Kerr adopted some of the Davidson off ball movement stuff for Steph, that's when Steph turned up. So I don't think Steph ruined the game with 3 point shooting. Just because somebody else does it, don't mean you have to do it. He's the greatest of all time at it. I think Steph Curry's been the greatest ambassador of basketball since Kobe.
Okay. Oh, okay. So Well, LeBron, he can't be a great ambassador for basketball. Why? Specifically because he left for Miami, and so that's why you're saying he's taking the easy way out,
He
or why?
hijacked the whole sport. He takes hostage of whole organizations. When he demands certain things in Cleveland, he demanded certain things in LA. Did you not see he took a note of Luka Doncic asking for a center?
I
What
don't
is
believe
this?
that, bro. I don't believe that, bro. That's
You don't believe that?
no. See, and that's why I knew people gonna say he narcissistic for that reason because that report came out. But I don't necessarily believe that all the way because they've done things for LeBron too.
What has he done for basketball that has nothing to do with him? He brought his own son into the league too early, like he's the help.
For one, he's definitely helped the players in basketball as well. He's definitely helped them as far as the contract situations and helping them get renegotiating higher salaries because he signed them shorter term deals, and so other players took no. Kevin Durant did that, and so that gives the players flexibility, but also puts pressure on your organization to make sure you doing right, so that way we can continue to win. So he's
Who has
elevating
it
the
worked for? Who
standard
has took
for
the
your.
LeBron? Who has took the LeBron route that you saying he didn't? And who has it worked for? Who has it worked for outside of LeBron James?
Kevin
Literally
Durant.
nobody.
Kevin Durant.
He was a free agent, yes, and he went to Golden State, yes. But
Kevin Durant
when
was still able to get a deal off of an ACL injury, so
I just
Achilles injury.
player empowerment, it helped for a little
Yeah,
while, but they've been cracked the whip. So I think with Kawhi Leonard's load management, with KD and LeBron team hopping, I think they've been more detrimental than helpful. They've been
I'm
great to
saying
watch. Yeah.
so. So why is that a bad thing though? Why is that actually a bad thing in him team hopping and actually getting these stars to a place where they can actually have winning basketball? Would you rather have seen LeBron stay in sorry Cleveland and never
The
win anything?
storyline, the storyline, because you
That's
think
a
about it.
better storyline.
No,
Seeing
no,
one of the
think about
greatest
it.
talents to ever pick up a basketball stay in a sorry franchise and never win anything. That's
Who's
a
a
better
sorry
storyline.
franchise? Who's a sorry
The Cleveland Cavaliers before they started actually doing stuff to get him to win.
bro? So okay, Dirk can win in Dallas, but LeBron couldn't win in Cleveland. That's what you're telling me. Dirk could make it through the West. In the time he made it through the West, but LeBron could make it through the East. In the time he couldn't make it through the East. What was different about those two situations?
Dirk was older. Dirk was surrounded by more veteran teammates.
Man, I don't want to hear
Dirk had
that,
already
man.
Dirk had already
LeBron
had the
found the
failures
easier
of the
way.
league.
Can we buck? LeBron figured he cheated the game. He found the easier way to win. He just found the easier
So
way to win.
okay,
Let's just keep it up.
so when Kobe Bryant was holding the Lakers hostage, saying, "I'm finna leave, send me to Dallas, send me to Detroit, send me somewhere else." What's that then? That's not holding hostage for the league or doing nothing like that as well.
I don't want to play with Kwame Brown. That's what that
I
was.
but I don't want to play with Smush Parker. My bad. I don't want to
Exactly.
play. I don't want my best player like LeBron on the Cleveland dude. Come on, bro. You really
The
finna tell me
07 was the only time where it was like, okay, he carried them to the
old
finals.
Antoine Jameson? I'm finna old Antoine Jameson, old Shaq. Like I'm supposed to just win.
No, when they
Mo
when
Williams
they
supposed to give
lost
me a
to
chip.
when they lost to the Orlando Magic, there's no excuse for that. He just didn't get it done because you was whining about couldn't beat the Pistons. He was whining about you couldn't beat the Celtics. When the Magic beat the Celtics for you, and all you had to do was beat the White Howard and the damn Magic to get to Kobe, which everybody they had commercials for. Let's not forget, everybody was talking about that and hyping that shit up. You didn't get there. Kobe went to 3 straight finals, won 2 of them, and somehow LeBron is better than Kobe. But that's a topic for a different day. I'm
That
just
show
saying
is. That show
he
is.
cheated the game. He cheated the game. He cheated the game.
So because
He was more about LeBron than he was about basketball. Kobe Bryant. Why do you think everybody loved Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant took a lot of these players under their wing. Jason Tatum texting him like come on, bro. Devin Booker. Even you go to Enrique Iguodala. I can't even say her name, but you go to the WNBA players. Like he paid it forward in terms of the game of basketball. That's why Kobe is revered how he's revered.
so
Steph
so
Curry stayed loyal to Golden State through the ups and downs. That's why he's so revered. They kept it true to the game. Dirk Nowitzki, he ain't never complained, won, or nothing. He stayed true to the game. He has one of the most respected rings in the history of the sport of basketball.
I
You
know
see
I
what I'm
love
saying?
Dirk, but that's
What has LeBron done that wasn't just for LeBron James and that wasn't narcissistic? That's all I'm saying.
go back to Cleveland after Dan Gilbert ran him out and saying all this crazy stuff. They sit up here burning his jerseys, running him out of town because he left because they couldn't help him win a championship. He goes back through all that, even because after they did all that to him and helped them win a championship, win a ring. That's
Man,
not doing nothing for nobody else. That's just LeBron.
man, LeBron done kicked every nigga he ever played with to the curb. I don't want to hear that. That nigga's a narcissist, man. And he's been a great player for the game of basketball. But he ain't been a great ambassador. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Everything he's done is selfish, and he taught people that's watching him selfish ways. Because first of all, let's just keep it a buck. People act like everybody just their own man. Most motherfuckers are followers, and most of these people follow LeBron James for good or bad, and it just hasn't been good, bro. It hasn't been good. He ain't been that good for the NBA. The NBA has fell apart under this man as the face of the NBA, bro. The NBA is fucking falling apart. Let's just keep it book.
Was the NBA falling apart when he was going to the finals, booking a trip to the finals every year for 7 years straight, or was
I
that the best
mean,
some of the best was that some of the best finals run and best years for the NBA then?
I mean, when you beating up on DeMar DeRozan and Roy Hibbert and Paul George, I mean, I'm just saying,
All
bro.
right, man. All right, his first year in Cleveland, he went to the finals, and you know that team was not a finals ready team.
Has LeBron furthered the game of basketball?
Yes,
How?
he's helped growing it internationally. He's helped make sure that
How has he
organ
helped grow in the
he has
internationally?
international fan base, bro. Come on, be for real.
But how
LeBron
did
is known everywhere.
bro, the cap inside of you is crazy.
Nobody capping, man.
When
LeBron's known
Kobe was
everywhere.
actually going international and people loved him because he was actually training people. That's what I'm saying when I'm talking about paying it forward to the game. I honestly don't think Kobe was better than LeBron at basketball. I think Kobe was more true to the game though, so it makes him greater. Like I that's just how I feel. I feel like LeBron is a narcissist.
Who's
I don't
Luca's
even,
favorite? Luca doesn't Luca like LeBron? And doesn't he model his game after LeBron? Now you
man.
get to play with him,
And when he got
mentor
to
him.
LA, what's all he talking about? Who he doing it for? And
Yeah,
hey, let's not forget, Kobe was wearing a WNBA hoodie when he met Luka Doncic. So all this fake stuff with Caitlin Clark, when the WNBA was completely garbage, nobody was watching. Absolutely terrible. Look, like who was at those games? Who was advocating for the WNBA when it before it was cool? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, bro. When it comes to when you are the top guy of the sport, like LeBron James is, like yes, I get it. He's his own person, but you still have a responsibility to the game that gave you everything. And I just felt like when it comes to hey, you can look at me crazy all you want, but when you are that influential, can you use some of this stuff for the power of good? We kill Michael Jordan all the time for being like,
the power of good. Are you talking about
man,
outside of basketball when LeBron has gone through many social justice movements more than
that bull,
basketball?
that shit is bullshit. The game of
Strive for
basketball.
greatness.
All right, we can move on this one.
No, man, bro, come on. You acting like LeBron has not done things for the game of basketball because you don't like the way that he's done it for the game of basketball. But
You ain't talking about basketball stuff.
LeBron
Did he
has
just
made
jump
it.
on by Jordan Crawford in one of his camps and he got the footage scrubbed from the internet? Like let's stop it, bro. Like
Okay,
what is we
so
doing
that's
here?
yes, that's a little narcissist or whatever that he can't handle somebody outshining him or whatever. And there's plenty of moments where if a guy's outshining LeBron, he kind of looking. But as far as basketball, wouldn't you rather see teams not be complacent and teams not just know that their star is going to stay with them no matter what they do, and we could just run our organization and laissez-faire, whatever. But our stars still gonna stay here. Or wouldn't you like it that teams are being aggressive? Teams are trying to win a championship to make sure and surround their stars with talent to make sure that they stay and they can win a championship and be competitive going forward. Wouldn't you rather see an NBA like that? Or would you rather see the NBA just be like, oh, whatever, our guys gonna stay loyal to us. We don't gotta do nothing.
Build it and they will come, man. I mean, you the biggest star in the league, and you set a precedent where it's like, hey man, if that shit don't work my first 5 6 years, I'm gone. I'm finna
So
go link up. It just wasn't cool, bro. It wasn't cool.
uh, it wasn't cool the way he did it, but I don't blame him for doing it. How about
I
that?
don't know. I don't know outside of his own individual greatness what he's done for the game of basketball to make it better. I can think of a whole bunch of stuff he did that is like, yeah, this is I didn't like this, I didn't like that, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. He literally had a decision, a full press conference about leaving one team going to another. Like, dude is a narcissist, man.
Where
I'm
did
just
them
it is.
profits of that? Where did that profits go?
Mm, okay. Is
I'm
he leaving?
saying,
Okay, before we wrap it, we gotta wrap this up. Is he leaving the NBA better off than when he found it?
yeah. I mean, I think it's I don't think it's necessarily his fault, even if you do say it's not the same. I don't think it's necessarily LeBron's fault. LeBron has helped gain so many more fans in the game of basketball. He's out, been a generate more than multiple generations of fans in basketball. He's gonna be played with dudes that had been on his son's team.
Here's what it is. And we can agree to disagree. I think he's been more harmful than helpful, but him and Rich Paul have just hijacked the NBA, held Adam Silver at gunpoint, and just squeezed the orange. And
The
that's just
worst
what
thing
it is.
he did was the All Star was not doing the dunk contest. You want to criticize him for that, sure, but
That's the word.
not the worst thing. But you want to criticize him for not doing the dunk contest or not furthering the All Star weekend in that way. Sure, that's the only thing I really give you is saying he's not furthering the game of basketball. Other than that, I think he definitely has furthered the game of basketball.
Mm, we agree to disagree. Um, NBA hot takes. Hot takes. You got any hot takes? Cause I got a few.
Let me
And
let me hear yours.
I think we're finally going to get a Bucks versus Nuggets NBA Finals. It sounds crazy. The Nuggets are the 3 seed in the West. The Bucks are the 5th seed in the East. The Bucks have been kind of up and down, but I think now that I have some time to just not be watching basketball because the All Star break, Giannis and Jokic are clearly the two best players in the league.
Yeah,
Shea is a distant third. Tatum and Luka are distant thirds, like in terms of that tier. And I don't see nobody. The teams aren't strong enough in the West for it's like, this team gonna beat Jokic now 4 times. They're gonna beat Jokic now 4 times. Michael Porter Jr. just had 3 straight games where he was getting 30 or more. Jamal Murray just had 50 something. So them two guys rounded into form. Aaron Gordon is back. Christian Brown is better than KCP. We find we can kind of come to terms with that because KCP is looking horrible. I think this Nuggets team is primed, and I think they got the size for OKC and any other team like the Lakers. I think Nuggets could come out the West. On the East, Giannis gonna be the best player in every series, not even close. It's no one on the East close to Giannis. I'm sorry. So Cleveland probably is the best team in terms of personnel. They can defend Giannis, but I don't trust none of them dudes to actually beat Giannis on Cleveland. So, yeah, how you feel about that?
I definitely think there's some validity to that hot take, and I'm not totally against that. Uh, Especially coming from the Nuggets side. If the Nuggets have everything going right, they could definitely make it out the West. As tough as the West is, the matchups are kind of like overbearing for some of the top teams, especially specifically with Jokic and OKC. I don't think they're going to really be able to do anything with them. But I think the whole team of OKC, if they play well, they can put pressure on the Denver others to have to play well. And if they don't, then that's how they could get them 4 times. But
You
it
know
just
the one
depends on if you trust them like that.
The one thing with OKC is it just might be a year too early for them. And I've seen them not look too great offensively. They didn't beat Minnesota before the All-Star break, and that was like a telling loss. They lost to fucking Ant. It's a whole bunch of role players. And I thought that they fully healthy. I thought that was telling. They lost to the Bucks in the in-season tournament. And it's just like they have too many offensive lulls. And Chet, I don't know when Chet will find his offense again because he's not playing back-to-back games. So the biggest question is Chet, where would he be offensively? If I could see an uptick with Chet, then maybe. But I don't think Oklahoma City hasn't been. They defense is crazy, but scoring, it's a little clunky at times. That's my biggest worry with them. And then on the
Okay.
Buck side, I just it sounds crazy, but I'm just bro. Giannis done missed 2 straight playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like I think people forgetting how relentless he is in the playoffs and how hard it will be to beat him 4 times. We see
Yeah.
didn't Grant Williams have to get like what did Grant Williams have to do for them to get past the Bucks? That was hard for the Celtics. And hey, this is probably one of Giannis's best teams. If they can get
Yeah.
it together.
If they can get it, if this team is gelling and has it together, well, and Giannis is healthy, it is definitely hard for him in the East because he can have his way out there in the East, beat him 4 times. So I
What's
agree
your
with you in that
problem with my
aspect.
hot take? What's your problem with my hot take?
My problem with the hot take is on the Bucks side, in my opinion, is that I just think that as a team, I don't know if I can see them getting to that place where they need to be cohesively and working together, playing all playing well at the same basically at the same time to really be that team in the East. I think Boston is still a team that you're going to have to really deal with. I think they have that experience. So when it comes to Boston, the team aspect for Boston versus Milwaukee, I'm going to trust Boston as a team cohesive unit over them versus the Bucks. So that's kind of why I'm leaning against it. I think Giannis will have his way against them for sure, but I also think they're going to put pressure on the Bucks to continue to play well, and you're going to need some other help.
Because okay, the Celtics. So you think that will be the biggest hurdle for the Bucks? Basically, what you're saying.
Yeah, I just it's hard for me
Okay,
to see them beating the Celtics, but I'm not hard for me to see. Like I can see it happening, but it's like a 30-40% chance right now.
so I'm gonna say this. I think the best five the Bucks can put on the court. Just bear with me real quick. Damian Lillard, Gary Trent, or Torian Prince. It don't matter. I'm gonna use Gary Trent. So Damian Lillard, Gary Trent, Cal Kuzma, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. I think that'll be the eventual closing lineup for the Bucks, and then you will have some guys coming off the bench for the Bucks. You got the AJ Greens, you got the Brook Lopez's, even Connaughton and Andre Jackson. Those are solid bench pieces for an 8-man rotation. They can find an 8-man rotation for the playoffs. But that five versus Boston's five, you got Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis. Now, just 5 on 5. Like, where are what do you think about now that I mentioned the fives? What pops out? How much worse is the Bucks five than the Celtics five?
I still think they're fairly worse. I mean, you have two great defenders in your backcourt for the
Hmm.
Celtics, and then you have the two great forwards in the Jays. So I think in that's a problem in itself. And then of course, Porzingis can rim defend. He can post up, and he can also space the floor really well for the guys on the Celtics. Whereas, so I think, and then defensively, I just think that team is a little bit better than a Damian Lillard and a Gary Trent backcourt for sure. And Kuzma's cool, but I really think he wouldn't make too much of an impact on against the Celtics, depending on who's out there for them. And then Giannis will have to do a lot of cleaning up on the defensive side, in my opinion, and so that's putting a lot of pressure on him defensively. And how much you're going to ask him to do on the other side of the ball? You better hope that Dame is hitting. You better hope it's
Okay,
Dame time.
Okay, now scale 1 to 10. How hot was my hot take? Bucks and Nuggets finals.
I'd say it's like a 7, 8, because people are gonna definitely find it very hot as far as the Celtics not making the finals, and then a team not like OKC or whoever else in the West going out.
I just think it's weird that nobody is kind of talking about it because how often do we not see the first and second best player damn near definitively not meeting the NBA finals when healthy? You know, I just
Yeah.
think I think we're due. I think we're due. They're both still like in their proms, and they're currently 1 and 2 with and they both have good enough teams. So I just think that's a hot take, but it's like we're due. Eventually, it's gonna have to happen if they are who they say they are. Okay. Do you have any hot takes? Because I
No,
have a
I'm
few.
gonna go based off yours.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
go based off yours. Yeah, I had
Uh,
nothing too crazy.
the Rockets will go end up in the play in, man.
That's hard. You really think they gonna fall that far? I mean, I know they've been falling.
They can't score. They don't
Yeah,
have nobody to go get a bucket. And Sengun has been pretty good, but it's just like he barely cracking 20 on the games I'm watching. Like, like Jalen Green has we talked about the Jalen Green stuff, bro. They was so
yeah.
good when he was getting all them buckets. You know what the problem is? He don't do it consistently, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if Jalen Green can't consistently get buckets, the Rockets are in trouble. They have nobody to go to in late games. They have nobody to go to the beginning of the game. It's just the scoring. I don't know. Timberwolves are trending up. The Rockets are going to end up in the play in. I think the Clippers are better than them. I think the Timberwolves are better than them. And even Dallas still can't lose a damn game. They playing five people I don't know, and they still ain't losing. So I mean, it's tough out west, and I just don't
Yeah.
think Houston has the least amount of experience. They the only team that don't have a legit star. They could easily be in the play-in. You've had what?
I mean, yeah. Right now they're about two losses per se, 2.5 losses in the play in away from the player right now. We're getting below there. Um, I do think the Lakers probably cashed them. With Luca now and LeBron. I do think I'm wary of the Clippers, but if you feel like the Clippers in Minnesota, I'm wary of that. Like they could definitely be trending that way. And I don't know about the Mavericks if the health thing is just a little much for me. But if they get healthy and they can make a little run, yeah, I do think they could pass up Houston. Depending,
Chris.
um,
Three
Houston
and
needs
seven in
help.
their last 10. They're three and
They got to
seven in
learn
their
how to
last
win.
10.
Yeah, they
Same
got to learn how to
record
win
as
better.
Phoenix, San Antonio, and Utah. And when you know
Yeah,
how we've been talking about Phoenix, Utah's terrible, and San Antonio. Come on, bro. San Antonio's the fucking 12th seed right now.
yeah.
So
I
hey,
mean,
they go be end up in the play in, bro. Go ahead.
yeah, but they're a great defensive team, and you can always hang your hat on defense to get you a couple more wins. So, I think they still have to learn a little bit more. Like everybody was mad at Charles Barkley because he said they don't know how to play basketball. He said he said it in a way that maybe wasn't the nicest way or the most pleasant way. He really just meant like they don't know how to play winning basketball yet, and they don't, and that's fine. They play hard, they play great defense, but they can't score. They can't take over clutch games or win in that kind of way right now.
And they not sneaking up on anybody anymore. People just kind of like taking them serious now. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, the Rockets coming, we gonna have to play. Usually, man, the Rockets been garbage since James Harden left. People just like, okay, easy dub. They now people just know they're not an easy dub anymore. And yeah. Okay. So great that hot take. Scale 1 to 10.
Uh, Especially if they were higher, I would have gave it a little higher, a little hotter. But since they kind of have been falling lately, and they're not terribly far off from playing, I give it about a 6, 5.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Uh
interesting.
okay. Warriors will miss the playoffs completely. Won't make it out to play in.
Okay, that's pretty hot. Um, it's a hot take just because they're the Warriors, and Draymond just said they about to win the championship. Um,
Absolutely ridiculous.
they're not going to win the championship. But play-in matchup for them would have to go through. I mean, I think they would beat Sacramento again. Right now, if they just stop right now, they have to beat Sacramento. If Dallas is in that play-in tournament at all, and they're healthy, bro, they're coming out. So, um, I think it'd be hard for Golden State to really get that eighth seed like that.
Mhm.
They're gonna have to really put some wins together to get themselves out of that position. Hope the Clippers maybe fall a little bit more. Hope Dallas sustains some injuries. So it's very plausible that the Warriors definitely do miss the playoffs. But a lot of people are banking on the Jimmy Butler effect to actually lift them up and actually win in the playoffs. Just don't know if that's going to be enough right now.
They in a 10th spot right now. And my
Yeah,
question is, who are they better than? It's not if they're good or if they're not. Who are the 8 teams or 9 teams that they're better than? I
yeah,
don't think they're not better than the Clippers. They're not better than Minnesota to me. They're not better than Dallas. Like if Anthony Davis come back in time and Kyrie, even if whatever's going on with Gafford, they're not better than the Mavericks. They're just not
yeah.
better, bro. That's eight
No,
teams. Because those 3 teams are the teams that you would say are on the bubble. The Clippers, Minnesota, and Dallas. And Golden State's not better than none of them. And there's a world where Phoenix
or
or San Antonio
San
actually get
Antonio.
it together.
Yeah, yep.
I can't guarantee them a playoff spot. I'm damn near think this my lukewarmest take.
Yeah, you convinced me that it's fairly lukewarm, but it's hot because of who the team is. Because of the war, they're the Warriors. But if you're looking at it logistically and realistically, it kind of is not a hot take.
Bruh,
It's like a 5 or 6 too. So
they I'm looking at I'm like Steph Curry in name is better than a lot of these dudes, but in game this year, man, he's one of the worst number one options on this list. He's one of the worst number one options. They probably only got he's better than no one option for Houston and probably the Clippers. Outside of that, every other team that's going to probably make the playoffs in the West will have a better first option than the Warriors, and probably a better second option too. Jimmy Butler has
yeah,
been okay, but it's like, man, we gotta stop it. They beat up on a banged up Bucks team or banged up Rockets team. Aaron Holiday was starting for the Rockets. So I mean, let's just not go overboard with this, man.
yeah.
I don't believe in Golden State. Well, 1 to 10, how hot is my take? Warriors will not make the playoffs.
That's a 5, DJ. That's a 5.
Man, you know if the Warriors don't make the playoffs, you gonna be surprised. You probably was drinking the tea.
Man, I'd be surprised for sure. I'd be surprised, but if you're looking at it logistically, they definitely could not make the playoffs at all. You said they don't make the play-in. That's a hotter take.
They gonna make the play in. Nigga, there's 10 spots.
Yeah,
Like that, if the Golden State don't make the, oh Lord, it will be.
hey,
Woof.
Wimby, Wimby and KD and them could get it together.
And that's why I said it's potential they could make the play, but I just settle for not making
Yeah,
the playoffs. I still think people will still be surprised they won't make the playoffs. Another hot take: the Orlando Magic are making it out the first round, guarantee.
that's a hot take.
Guarantee. Okay, right now they the
Hot
seventh
take.
seed, and the 2 seed is Boston. Even if they end up the 8th seed, they'll have to play Cleveland. Even if they end up the 6th seed, they'll have to play New York. So yes, you heard what I said correctly. Regardless of what goes on, I think the Orlando Magic make it out the first one.
That's a hot take. I just, I just really don't see them now. Cleveland, he can get his lick back, right? He can get his lick back on Cleveland.
Yeah, and
Uh,
we literally seen it.
yeah. But I
Game
think it's a
7.
hot take as far as Boston and guaranteeing it against Boston. Um, even the Knicks. I
Great,
mean,
great matchup for all those teams, bro. Okay, let's break it down. Think about it. I think Orlando Magic has the guys to guard all three of those teams more than those teams have to guard their guys.
Hmm.
Orlando Magic, I think they fell off defensively just in the regular season. I think a lot of it been continuity. Like people been in and out the lineup, no Jalen Suggs, who I think he has to play. He has to play. He's the major driving force of their energy in their defense. But what Paolo and Franz have been doing the last couple of games, what they are capable of, I think is more than what any other team. And they play Boston well. They play Boston well. I think they play Cleveland well, and I think I trust them more than Cleveland this year. And the New York Knicks, bro, I don't care. New York Knicks won't have a chance against Orlando. New York Knicks will be praying to the gods to not match up with Orlando in the first round. Yep, I said it. I think Paolo and Franz are that special. I think Jamal Mosley that good of a coach. I think that defense will be that good in the playoffs.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, the
Uh,
hottest. I just feel it
yeah,
in my heart. I don't know why. I really don't have no explanations why it's not stupid. But I just honestly believe it.
yeah. Um, I'd say the best matchup is either Cleveland or the Knicks, and I'm probably leaning right now towards the Knicks, which is interesting.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think you want to play the Celtics. I do think the Celtics get them. I don't
So
think
Celtics, go ahead.
I don't think the Magic have enough shooting to keep up with the Celtics. So that's probably the biggest flaw in your take right now. The Magic do not have enough shooting to keep up with high level offenses, in my opinion. Paolo and Franz can do all they want, but teams can actually hunger down and focus on them because Anthony Black is not going to be hitting outside shots consistently. KCP is not going to hit outside shots consistently. You rely on Tristan De Silva to hit you outside shots or Jalen Suggs to hit you outside shots consistently. I don't know. I mean, they have guys that can kind of do stuff, but I give the Magic a pass. Like this team has been battered, bruised, they're injured, they've lost guys. Um, and they still played hard, but guaranteeing them a first round victory, I don't know if I can go. I'd love to go with that, but right now, earlier in the season, you told me this, I would have agreed with you. But right now,
And
after I've seen some
that's
things, nah.
and that's where we're going with this. I think going into the year, we had high hopes for the Magic. They started off producing at a very high level. They was a top three seed pretty much for the beginning of the year, like the first quarter of the year. And then they just got hit with the injury bug. They was even winning throughout the injury bug. I just think it's just been too many people in and out the lineup. The continuity got jumbled. But I think this is probably the second highest ceiling team in the East. I think they have a higher ceiling. If everything goes right for the Orlando Magic, I think they're the second best team in the East in terms of um well, I would say the Bucks, the Celtics, then the Magic. But I honestly think the Magic are probably gonna get a first round matchup with either the Knicks or the Cavaliers, and I think they will beat them. That's really what I'm banking on. Like I
Okay.
think they could beat the Cavaliers or the Knicks in the first round. It's really, I don't
That's a
see
hot
them
take.
getting the Bucks, and I don't see them getting the Celtics in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be hard to believe they beat one of those teams, but I think it's possible they could beat the Celtics. But I think they would definitely beat the Cavs and the Knicks. Great, this hot take. 1 to 10.
This is like a 9.
Okay,
This is a hot take.
I just feel it in my heart, Chris. I have nothing to back this up.
Mm. Okay.
Uh, and that
Got any
leads
more?
into my next hot take. Yes, my last one.
All right.
The Cleveland Cavaliers won't make the ECF.
I've seen guys say they already got their tickets booked for the finals in Cleveland.
Nope.
You don't
I,
believe this?
I damn near think they can lose to anybody. I think I don't see Cleveland in the East. Yeah. Because okay, let's look at the standings right now. They number
They
one.
they keep the 1 seed, bro. They play Atlanta,
Mhm.
Miami, Chicago. If Atlanta beats the Magic, that's probably in the play-in right now. That's probably the worst possible outcome for them. If Detroit falls in there or whatever, and
So who
Atlanta
would they have
beats
to
them.
play the second round? It would be like the winner of the 4-5. They get out the first round possibly, unless
Mhm.
well, of course they get out the first round unless it's the Magic,
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they go avoid the Magic in the first round. So I got them at the first round. We don't got to talk about that, but it's the second
Okay.
round. The second round.
So you're saying because you think Giannis is basically going to be locked to that 4-5 position.
Yes,
Uh, okay.
I
I
think they
honestly
have.
don't.
Um,
Yeah, I honestly,
no shot in
yeah,
hell to beat Milwaukee.
yeah. I don't think Cleveland. Now Cleveland could put up a fight. They have bigs, but
They
they
was
can make it
barely
hard
beating
on.
them in the.
They can make it
We
hard on
seen
Giannis.
these matchups earlier in the season. They were struggling to beat the Bucks when we all thought early in the season the Bucks were garbage. We
Yeah.
thought the Bucks was dumpster juice, and they barely. Let me make sure because I don't want to just be talking out man, but I'm pretty sure they already got like two close wins with the Bucks. Let's go to November. So they won by one on November 2nd. They won by two November 4th. So yeah, this was when the Bucks was 1-6 and 1-7. When we all thought the Bucks, the first 10 games was just all we all thought they were doomed. And they
Yeah.
damn near beat the Cavs both times. I'm just saying it's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. But
But then they end up blowing their ass out December 20th, 124, 101. Let me make sure who played. So they already played three times, and they 3-0 against the Bucks. So that's why I still think this is a hot take. Oh, it was no Dame. No Dame.
hmm,
Yeah.
it's kind of hot. I give it. It's a 7.
Okay. You
He
don't
had a
have any hot takes?
44. He had a
Huh.
44-10 record.
Yep. Don't trust it.
I have a hot taste for the next one. I cannot get. I have nothing solid.
Who who you think most likely not to make the conference finals? Thunder or the Cavs?
Cavs.
And that's sad
Yeah,
coming
because
from the
I'm not
East.
the biggest believer in the Thunder making the conference finals.
That tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah,
They had three All Stars this year, and I'm so unimpressed. I
they got
love Donovan
44
Mitchell.
wins.
Are you impressed?
Mildly. I mean, they.
One of the worst
Yeah.
44-10 teams I've ever seen in my life at this stage.
We'll see how DeAndre Hunter slide into his role come going forward.
I forgot they had them.
They got better. I do think they got better.
Eh, we'll see. I don't think they make out a second round, bro. Oh, before we move on, because I think that's pretty much all we had. Did you see Rich Paul on Gil's Arena?
I
They was
missed that one.
comparing. They was comparing Rich Paul to Lorenz Tate from Power when he was playing a politician. Because Rich Paul don't answer no questions, bro. Rich
Mhm.
Paul is one of the biggest propagandists in the history of sports, man. Did you see, you did? Oh, I don't think you seen any of it. But he was talking about Bronny. He was talking about the AD trade and how he just didn't know nothing about it. He was talking about Bronny and how he needs to be developing. And this dude is a propagandist, man. Rich Paul and LeBron James. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron ended up running for president and Rich Paul running his VP. That's
I'm,
how that's how political these dudes operate, man.
I guess. I mean, I think LeBron's more worried about owning a team.
He don't got the paper for that. Why do we act like the dude? Come on, say dog. Like I don't want to get into pocket watching, but do you
You
not
are
know how
pocket
much
watching,
the?
man.
Come on, man. Look who owns these teams and look at their net worths, man. It's a come on, bro. Just like with Brady in the NFL, like they say, man, they got money compared to regular people. Billionaires is a whole different level of elitism. Nigga, the dude that owns the Patriots, Kraft. Where have I heard Kraft at? Hmm.
All right,
Hmm.
all right.
Steve Ballmer. What is he on? Come on, let's stop. Let's stop playing, man. These dudes is employees. They're highly paid employees. They have money compared to the average citizen and the average person. But when it comes to owning teams, stop it. They don't have the paper for that, man. LeBron don't have the paper to own no team unless he do some very janky. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Unless he got some janky stuff going on. I'm
You know
just
they're gonna
saying.
find a way to get my boy. You know they're gonna find a way to get him.
I mean, I don't know how Jordan afforded this damn thing. We're like, we better stop this, bro. And I
Yeah.
love, you know what I'm saying? I'm all for black ownership, and I wouldn't be opposed to somebody, but man, well, just don't got the paper. If P Diddy and Jay Z ain't got no team, I don't think LeBron got the paper to get no team, dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess
Did,
so. I mean,
did you see Oscar Robinson diss Draymond?
he rightfully so. Draymond was doing too much on the All Star weekend, man.
Draymond always got something to say about old media, and it's just like, damn, you damn
He
near
doing the
working.
same thing.
He's worse.
And yeah, if not, I mean, how do you feel about the NBA on TNT crew?
It's interesting you brought that up because I seen Legend of Winning Low. He was on Twitter and he was talking about them. He was like they're horrible. And it's like I don't know, bro, because Udonis Haslam said some stuff. TNT Crew said some stuff. Draymond said some stuff, and it's just like I feel like they tired of these dudes, man. That's currently playing. Like, bro, I was looking up earlier how much these dudes make. These niggas too rich, bro. That sounds crazy to say. They too rich, man. Like your first contract, you damn near okay. I'm set for life. It's so hard, but I kind of understand it. When you become set for life, then everybody like, man, go do this, go do this. You still an employee and you set for life.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it probably would be to be an employee and you're set for life financially. I would probably wouldn't want to do shit either.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's when professionalism comes to play because I think TNT Crew is very hard on the current NBA players. I do think they talk negatively, but you got to
Mm-hmm.
understand Charles Barkley wasn't getting any contracts. Kenny Smith wasn't getting these type of contracts. Oscar Robertson wasn't getting these type of contracts. They paved the way for these dudes to get these type of contracts.
Yeah.
So it's like they looking at it from a different perspective. They kind of look like hey, y'all some spoiled brats. And yes, we saying this, y'all soft. Hey, so when people criticize the TNT Crew, who knows more about how these niggas operate than Shaq, Chuck, Kenny Smith, man? These ain't
Yeah.
no regular dudes. So I mean, this ain't
I mean,
skipping. This ain't skipping. This ain't skipping Stephen A. This is like, come on, bro.
yeah. Like I don't understand necessarily all the credit. If you want a criticism how they criticize how they presented the All Star game, please do that because that was bad. All that stopping, all that whatever, like fine. All that talking, yeah, fine. If you want to criticize like what TNT, NBA and TNT does on a daily basis, then maybe you just should know what they're bringing to the table or what their target audience is, what they're aiming to do, and you should know that that's probably just not for you. Like if you're looking for like very detail oriented game time analysis, NBA and TNT is not for you,
Oh,
bro.
so what do you think the criticism of the TNT
If
Crew
you're
is?
looking for someone to be so positive, so like uplifting or whatever, like, and you think that's just gonna ruin, if you think like being real, if you want someone to sound that sounds
Mm.
like they're being real because, in my opinion, when I watch the NBA and TNT, it just sounds like four guys who have played, not four, three guys that have played the game of basketball being real about how they feel about what's going on today. And you can tell,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, they don't watch every single game. They don't know every single player. They don't know everything that's going on, but they're giving their real opinion about what's going
Mm-hmm.
on. And they're going to tell you how they feel about it because based off their experiences, oh, I don't think this guy's very good. I think that guy's kind of soft. I think he could do more. He could do something else. Oh, that team doesn't know how to win basketball. If them saying stuff like that affects your view on basketball so much, maybe you should just not watch them. Maybe you should just move on from that. It's
Because
not that hard.
what do you think it is? What do you think people don't like about them? Because I really ain't as tapped in. Because this was my first time seeing like people don't like the TNT crew. I guess.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it more, and I'm like, what is the crazy? Is it because you can tell that they don't watch all the games, and Shaq doesn't know
I
every
think
player,
I think that's
and Shaq says
refreshing
some
because
stuff
it's
like,
like,
yeah,
okay, you got to think about it like this, Chris. I because you know how I do it. I'm keeping up with high school. I'm keeping up with college or whatever, whatever.
mm-hmm,
So you know, but if I'm Shaq, I'm Charles Barkley. I just get paid. They damn near only work once a week, so they just like, okay, come in, come watch this game. We finna talk about this specific game. And they're not as tapped in as everybody else. I want somebody to just be watching the game and tell me their true, honest thoughts about what they're seeing in that very moment without all
mm-hmm,
the outside stuff. Because it's like, man, who is that? That's man, he sucked. That nigga ain't what? This is who y'all say should be there. Well, I don't see it. It's like it's more raw and authentic when it's like
yeah,
I'm not studying the stat book and I'm not trying to be politically
e-
correct. I think
e-
I like that.
exactly, yes, yes, that's how I kind of feel. If you want somebody that's going to be politically correct and statistically correct and know everything about everything, like obviously, yes, I want them to know a little bit of something about some of the guys, but no, to me, it doesn't like ruin the broadcast. It doesn't ruin basketball just because they're sitting up there talking, giving their raw reactions about things. And if it happens to be negative, it happens to be negative. That doesn't mean like the product is bad. That doesn't mean necessarily that I'm going to shift my viewpoint to be negative on those players. If you're online complaining about how Shaq and Kenny and Chuck don't know anything about basketball, then your view about a player is not going to change if they say something negative about a player because you already know what kind of player that person is. And if somebody casual is watching the NBA on TNT broadcast and Shaq and Chuck are saying something like negative about a player, I mean, they're probably watching the game too and saying like, "Hey, that guy kind of is sucking right now." They're probably thinking the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
so it almost like validates that. Now, if they continue watching games going forward, fine. But if that person, casual NBA fan, walks away thinking like a player is not that good, and they don't really watch the NBA, does that really matter?
I, I don't get the criticism. I think it's refreshing what they do, and there's a
Yeah.
reason why they number one for so long. Like y'all rather hear Shanae, no offense to Shanae and Malika and Brian Windhorst big ass. Like, is this what we rather hear? Like, no
And I don't
offense,
think
but
they do it. I don't think they do anything like
they
what are
good
they doing
too.
that's
But
so
it's
like
it,
yeah.
they're good, but it's just like you can. It's a little small fakeness in a lot of that, like a lot of relationship hand holding, like
Mm-hmm.
like with the TNT crew. Like, man, I'm just gonna say this. I'm damn near a legend in my own damn right. I don't care what this person think. I can walk in a room with these dudes and hold my own. Shaq damn near a top. Shaq is a top 10 player. Well, so it's
Yeah.
like, man, Charles Barkley is the top 10 player in his position. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it
So
is. King, the
yeah.
champ. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know this many people thought they was so. But yeah, this broadcast was terrible though.
Yeah, the broadcast. You criticize the broadcast. I don't care. The All Star was bad. You keep criticizing like what they do on a daily basis. I don't think it's the end of the world what they're doing. I don't think
You
pe-
do you
people
think
like
they're
it's a
too
good
negative?
thing that. No, I don't. I mean, I don't think they're terrible too negative all the way. I think they obviously bring up negative points, but there's honestly not. Sometimes you know, not a no negativity about some players in the NBA, or people don't get held accountable
Because
for things, and that's what
I
should
think
happen.
the difference is they're real. I wouldn't necessarily say negative. Sometimes reality is negative. I think
Hmm.
Draymond was very negative in
Yeah.
terms of just like he was damn near kind of vicious. Like he was to
Yeah.
the point where like these dudes don't deserve to be out here and woody woody. Woody.
Like what the Shaq, they don't say stuff like that. They say, oh, they're not a winning team, or they won't win a championship. That's how they feel. But they're not sitting up and saying they don't deserve to be on the court. Like Draymond was doing way too much. He was entitled, and he ain't done
Like,
nothing.
how'd you feel about what Oscar Robertson said?
Hey, Oscar was Oscar was kind of going crazy talking about he basically calling him a curry merchant. Like,
Bro, it's like he said, man, I bet you is. He basically was like, bro, I bet you is bored. All you do is pass the ball to Steph Curry.
that
That
was
was hilarious.
crazy.
I
That
did
was
not.
crazy.
When I first was hearing people saying he was dissing Draymond, I thought they was bull. I thought it was cap. I thought that shit was AI. I ain't never heard Oscar Robertson talk out his neck like that. But
Nah, yeah. I mean, he defending the game he loves, and he probably not the biggest fan of Draymond. Obviously, Draymond does a little bit more than just pass to Curry, but he going for the kill right there. So I
I,
don't
I,
blame him.
I I will say this because basketball is one sport where it's more predominantly black and our power is
Mm-hmm.
predominantly black. And I'm sorry, bro. We just got to keep it real. These motherfuckers done ran this shit into the ground, man. The players and the player empowerment and just the way they approach their own product. Because people, I don't know. I like I said, I think they too rich. They done ran this shit to the ground, and I'm not even blaming them because I was thinking about this the other day. No, I don't think nobody in the basketball they watch basketball consistently in the world is that high on Brandon Ingram. He just got a 3 year, $120 million contract coming off a contract when he was getting 33 million a year. So I ain't just doing too much. But this nigga is probably like a 300 M's. This nigga probably gonna make 300 M's.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga richer than Drake, 3 times richer than Justin Jefferson. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the NBA money just the Chris. If you got $300 million, how serious is you taking your job? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm starting to get it, but you know,
Yeah. I don't blame you. Like yeah. I think there's there has to be some player accountability for how things are going, but also the league can run things better too. So
but my thing is, since they're not, it should be on us because knowing that this is how I made my generational wealth. Let's keep it above. Half these dudes, like they got rich off the NBA. They got rich off basketball.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, they employees, and I don't know too many employees will make it easier on the boss. So I do think Adam Silver needs to bring the hammer down. But the simple
Yeah.
fact that y'all can't just be like, say, man, we got it good here, man. Y'all stop doing all this. Like, hey, man, let's get it together. Like the fact that y'all can't do that, and when everybody kind of we living in a world where most employees are kind of unhappy. Y'all are the sum of the few that we all can see is kind of like, man, y'all look like y'all kind of got it good for employees, and y'all are kind of ruining it for yourself. We watching them ruin it in real time. So it's like, I think that
Yeah.
that's a big part of it too. I think that's a big part of it too. When we watch
Mm-hmm.
the NBA, we know that the employees run the stuff, and they're kind of running it into the ground, and it plays in a part of us kind of talking shit about it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think like Jimmy Butler situation where he's doing whatever he acting however he wants and just so he can get paid. Like in no situation where you ever like stop working and do whatever you want and complain and throw shots at your company or whatever, and then you get next thing you know you hired at another company, you get a gigantic pay rate.
It's ridiculous, and they're losing touch. They're losing touch with their audience, man. Because we all kind of like, man, you exactly like Brad's, man.
Yeah, I understand one not wanting to play somewhere, I guess, but the way it was being, I only want to go to Phoenix, all
Mm.
that kind of stuff. Like, man, you better let them send you somewhere. I don't want to go to Memphis, bro. If you don't, that kind of thing. So
is the NBA the only company, the only organization with elitist, entitled employees?
I mean, the NFL has it too. Just not the. It's just harder.
No.
Bro, come on. The NFL has it. It's harder to make happen.
Ray Rice wasn't he like a Pro Bowler? Get your ass out the league. Kareem Hunt? Bye.
He back Kareem Hunt back in the league.
Man.
Tyreek Hill in the league.
I'm just saying.
Come on. The Cowboys signed Greg Hardy after he beat somebody up.
NFL would kick your ass to the curb. After he got kicked to the curb. the Cowboys were saving people. After they was getting kicked to the curb. Nah, bro. The NFL would kick your ass to the curb. I'm just saying. But you got anything else before we wrap it up? We done hit the 130.
Yeah, man. That was it. I mean, interesting, topics about state of the NBA. All-star hot takes were great. So yeah, that was it for me. I think we had a good episode. I mean, I enjoyed good combo for sure.
Again. I'm D Noseball. That's Chris. Another episode of NBA Weekly. We are gone. We need a name. You gotta quit bullshit.
We do. We gotta stop messing around with that. We gotta get a name for it.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.